What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse McFarlane Collector Edition action figures. So we kind of have Trinity going on here. So we have a Superman from Superman Returns. So when he returns from death at the hands of Doomsday, so it's kind of cool. He has like the mullet haircut, and it also comes with Krypto, so that's kind of cool. We can see Krypto down here. Then we have Wonder Woman, which when we ordered, we wanted just the normal Wonder Woman, but of course it came in and it was the Platinum Edition. So we have more of like the classic design for her, which does look really cool. It's awesome to get this version, and we'll definitely keep it in the collection, but I'm also looking out for the normal Wonder Woman just to have her for the collection. And then we have Green Lantern Batman, so when Batman gets the Green Lantern power ring in a story and becomes a Green Lantern, we have that version as well. So all three of these look really cool. I like the designs of each one of these, so I'm excited to check them out. So let me get them out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start off with Superman from The Return of Superman, which is just where Superman returns following his death at the hands of Doomsday. So just part of the whole death of Superman storyline just when he returns. So in this we have him back in his Superman suit, so it looks pretty cool. I like this suit design. Obviously it just looks like Superman, so not a whole lot fancy to it, but I just like the colors they chose with like the brighter blue color, and of course the red stands out against that, and he has his classic red cape, the logo on his chest with the big S with a little bit of yellow. I wish the S was like shrunk down a little bit so it'd fit better, and then of course his red underwear with the yellow belt, and then the red boots there on his feet. But yeah, overall this figure is a bigger, chunkier figure, so it's probably using like the Dark Knight Returns Superman body just because it's bigger and bulkier, so it looks a little bit too big for that. But what's really cool about it, with it being the Return of Superman, is that he has the mullet design, so the shorter hair on top kind of looks like normal Superman with the little curly Q coming around, but then he has the longer hair in the back, so I think that looks pretty cool. And of course that red cape there, as you could already see. So overall it's a cool looking Superman. Like I said, more niche design since it's like the bigger, bulkier body. It wouldn't fit in too well with a lot of other characters, but it does look really cool here with this design. But for movements, we get the head that'll twist all the way around, and he can look down that far and up that far. So again, not a whole lot of range movements in the head, especially up for Superman to get him flying. And then we get the shoulders that come up to 90. Has the like butterfly design, but it's just so tight in here, probably because of the size of the joints, that it doesn't really do anything at all, but it can rotate around. Then we get the single elbow joint. So we just have the elbow joint that bends there to 90 and has the rotation, so no bicep or anything on this. And then the wrist will twist around and has the hinge, there it is, back and forth. And then we can go to the ab crunch under the chest, so crunch back and forth. Of course, very little crunching, just a little bit of shaking, and can twist around as well. And then we can go down to the waist where he can crunch a little and twist around all the way. Then down to the legs, we get the hips that come up. If you force it up to 90 there and out to the side, very little thigh twist, just a little back and forth. But then the double knee joint that can bend up at least that far to the back, so not the greatest movements, but because of his size it makes sense. And then the ankle will rock back and forth, of course twist side to side, and has the toe joint on the end. So it's relatively the same movements as normal, just with the bigger body we don't get as much range in the joints, and then not having the bicep twists and just the single elbow and stuff makes him a little bit different. But for accessories, we do get some additional hands. We get some just like open hands like this. I don't know what you'd even call them. I guess they could be for flying, but to go along with the fist, so you just get those two hand options. But what's really cool about this is that we also get Krypto, the super dog. So Krypto is the dog of toddler Kal-El on Krypton that Jor-El used as a test subject in a rocket, and the rocket went off course and drifted in space until it landed on Earth when Kal-El is now a teenager, and it became the pet of the Kent family. So we just have Krypto here, which is pretty cool. And much like Superman, Krypto has superpowers itself, pretty much all the exact same powers as Superman, just has more acute senses and then human level intellect for a dog. So looks pretty cool. So it's pretty much just all white. I think it's supposed to be like a Labrador or something like that. I don't know dogs too well, but it has a nice yellow collar around its neck, of course, with the Superman logo on there and the red cape hanging off of it. So this is just a slug, so it's just a solid all plastic piece, so no movements at all in this. But what's really cool is they have it like sort of posed up to be, you know, pointing, like looking up, like getting ready to fly or whatever. But they did a pretty good job getting this, so it stands pretty well. I know you can't see it, but it stands really well. It won't fall over. So they did a good job getting that all posed up to be able to stand alongside Superman. So that is really cool to get Krypto. That's like the biggest draw of this pack, I'd say, is getting Krypto in this set. But with this being from Return of Superman, we do have other Superman related stuff, especially to the death of Superman. So we have like Superman in the black and white suit, or silver in this case, when he first returns. So this version should have the mullet as well, but for some reason this figure doesn't have it. So I don't know if it's from a more specific storyline, but when he wears the black and silver suit, he's supposed to have the mullet and the beard. So it's cool we have that, but you could definitely see that size difference. And then to go along with it, from the reign of Superman, the only figure we have so far is Superboy to sort of go along with it there. And I know they have at least 2 other characters of Steel and Eradicator, so we'll have both of those at some point in time, but for now all we have is Superboy. So overall pretty cool to have this Superman. Like I said, the Superman looks fine. Like I said, I love the like colors and everything they chose for this. That looks good, and having the mullet haircut is cool, but overall just the big bulky size of it is a little bit awkward, and like I said, makes it a little bit difficult to like just add it in with any other like collection of characters. So that's kind of the only drawback to that, but it was cool to get Krypto in the set. That's like the biggest draw, as I said. But of course along with him we do get the base, so we have the base to put him on, but with his big feet he stands just fine. And then with it being the McFarlane Collector's Edition, we do get the stand for the card. So there we have Doomsday all tied up there on the nice display, and of course we have the card we can pull off, and on the back it's going to be pretty much the same Clark Kent story, so we won't read through that because it's just the same one they use over and over again, but you can see it there what it's supposed to say and everything. But I always like getting these stands just because it adds a little more detail, and especially with if the card looks cool, it goes nice alongside the character. So I think that looks pretty cool there. So that is everything for the Superman. Like I said, Superman's not bad, just way too bulky, but it's cool to get Krypto along with it, so that's a nice addition to add into our collection. And next up we have Wonder Woman, or Diana Prince. Now she's Princess Diana of Themyscira, formed from the lump of clay and brought to life by her mother Hippolyta with the powers of the gods, and sent as an ambassador to the man's world, where she fights crime as a founding member of the Justice League. And of course she has superhuman strength, speed, durability, and reflexes, as well as flight, enhanced senses, empathy, regenerative healing, and longevity. So this is pretty cool, but like I said, unfortunately we got the Platinum Edition, so it looks more like the old classic design of Wonder Woman, so it kind of puts a damper on the whole thing, because we're planning to get the normal version but got the Platinum one instead, so kind of the stuff I'm going to compare doesn't really work out as well to compare to this one. But overall it still looks really cool. So this is a part of like Who is Wonder Woman, I think was the story, but it was part of like I think her new or reintroduction, I think in like 2006, that saw like a newer version of Wonder Woman that looks almost exactly like this, just has more like the more modern design. So instead of the yellow it's more of a gold. The red's still pretty much the same, but then there's no stars on the underwear, and then the bracers are silver, along with the boots look relatively the same. So she looks overall relatively the same. This just specifically has more of a classic look, and I believe in that storyline she was fighting a villain at one point that ended up like replicating her or turning into her, whatever, and it looked identical to her, just that replica did look like this version, so it had the stars on the underwear and that sort of design. So this could be that. So if we had the two, we could try to recreate that, and I'll try and get a picture if I can find one, but it'd be cool, yeah, just to recreate that once we get the normal one. But yeah, unfortunately this is the one we got, which I don't mind at all, because having this classic looking Wonder Woman is really cool. So of course we have our long black hair with her tiara on her head that has the red star, so that looks nice. The face overall looks good, just looks like a female with some makeup and stuff, so nothing too crazy there, but doesn't look horrible. And then we have her outfit, so of course she has like what I call like her bikini top or whatever, with the yellow W and the eagle design built in there, and then the red down the center till you get to the belt with again the Wonder Woman design that has the hook for her lasso, and then has like the underwear piece with the light blue color with the stars going all the way around, and then she has the blue bracelets, so the bracelets of submission there, so it's cool to have that. And then bare legs all the way down to the boots, so she has the red boots that go up with the white design that I kind of like that white on there. It makes it stand out a little bit more, so it's a cool design. Like I said, I just wish we got the normal version though instead of the platinum. But for movements we get the head that'll just twist around, so it may be difficult with the hair, but it does twist around there, and then she look down that far and up just about straight on there, so not a lot of movement there. Shoulders do come up to 90 and have the butterfly around and twist around as well. And then we get the bicep, which with the design it's hard to really twist it, but you can twist it if you force it, but it just doesn't really work out too well. And then we get the double elbow joint that can bend up all the way up on itself there, so pretty good bend for that. And then we get the wrist that'll twist around and hinges back and forth, and then to the ab crunch, so don't really see anything under her chest, it's mostly at the waist, so it crunches back and forth and twists all the way around there at the waist. Then we go down to the hips that come up to 90 and out to the side. No thigh twist, but a double knee joint that bends up that far to the back, pretty much kicking her butt. Then we get the foot that'll flex back and forth, twist side to side, and has the toe joint on the end. So relatively good movements, pretty standard for the female bodies, nothing crazy going on there. For accessories, we do get some additional hands, so we get the opposite hands of what she's already got. So we get a grip hand that kind of has a trigger finger, don't know why, but it has the trigger finger, and then a fist hand. So again, like I said, for the opposites of what she's already got on there. And then we get some additional hands of like open splayed out finger hands, so we have those for both hands if we want it. And then we start to go to her weapons, weapons, which she comes with a number of weapons, and we've seen all these before with the past figures, like with the Endless Winter Wonder Woman and whatever other versions of Wonder Woman we've got that's not the classic one so far. So first we get a shield again with the yellow W on it there. So we have the shield that we can put into her hand. So there's that shield on her. And then we get 2 weapons. So first we get an axe. Again, we've seen all these weapons before, but the nice axe with the silver blade and then the yellow on the handle, which will get the same weapons with the normal version of Wonder Woman. Just I think the color's probably more of a gold or whatever. And then we also get this sword. Again, we've already had this as well with the yellow handle and the silver blade as well. So we have those 2 options if you want the axe or the sword, but I'll go ahead and just give her the sword for now. And there I got the sword in her hand, and that looks really cool. So awesome with that sword and shield. Then she does also come with the lasso of truth. So we have like this string design of lasso of truth. Now it does have some tape on it to kind of hold it together. So I just kind of left it. And of course we can take it and try to hook that there on her side. So she has that string design hanging off there, which is pretty cool. I just wish we didn't need to leave that tape to kind of hold it together. I wish it would stay all together with something else, but we'll just leave the tape on for now. So that all looks really cool for Wonder Woman. Of course, as I said, we were planning on getting the normal version. So I was going to compare it to this version of Wonder Woman that we've been using, of course, from the movie design. So the Gal Gadot version, just because it's got more of that look that Wonder Woman has, especially nowadays in the comics. But of course, this new one would have replaced it because it looks much better, more accurate to the comics, but the colors would be relatively the same. So I was going to compare that, but again, we got the platinum version, so it doesn't really work out as well. And of course, with this, we do also get the base. We'll go ahead and put her on because she's not the most stable. And then, of course, she comes with the card design. So there we have a picture of her. So that's what she's supposed to look like. So pretty much exactly the same design, just with more gold instead of yellow. And then the bracers are supposed to be silver. So we have, of course, the card holder here. And then on the back, we have part of her story, which says, raised on the hidden island of Themyscira, Princess Diana is an Amazon and her people's gift to humanity. As Themyscira's emissary to the man's world, Diana has made her duty to lead by example. She has come to represent the possibility and potential of life without war, hate, or violence, and she is a beacon of hope to all that find themselves in need. So that's a little just basic backstory there for Wonder Woman, nothing too crazy. But again, I like having these card holders again just to put on display. Of course, having the normal one would probably look a lot better along with this card, but since we got the platinum, I guess it doesn't really work out too well because that's what I'm saying. The card doesn't seem to go well with the character in this form. But overall, pretty cool to get this Wonder Woman. Like I said, it's cool to finally have a more basic Wonder Woman instead of the movie one and then all the weird, like I said, Endless Winter style. So cool to just get a more basic Wonder Woman to add to the collection. And finally, we have the Green Lantern Batman, in which Batman and Green Lantern have a deep rivalry, with Batman not liking Hal's cockiness and Hal not liking Batman because he's a know-it-all. But when Green Lantern's old foe, Tattoo Man, comes to Gotham, Batman calls in a favor to help stop him. Before Hal leaves, he lets Batman try on the power ring and believes it can help Batman heal from his past tragedies. But Batman ends up creating a construct of his parents, showing that he can't move on from their deaths and holding him back from becoming the world's greatest hero. So this looks pretty cool for Batman just in the Green Lantern design. So of course we've had Batman just modified with the Green Lantern here with the green. So he's got the green on his chest with the Bat logo having the Green Lantern incorporated into it, which is pretty cool. And then the only thing I don't like about this is the change of colors. So in the center here, it just looks like green, like just basic gold green. But then on the shoulders and midsection, it's got a metallic green on it. So I don't like that combination. I wish it just all matched. But then we do have a metallic silver, especially on the bell, on the gauntlets where we do have the ring there on his hand. And then we have metallic boots there as well. And then I do like how his eyes are all green now in this. And of course this figure has the long cowl. So it's got the long pointy ears there with of course the cape on the back, just the normal Batman cape. So overall it looks pretty cool. I like the design with the green added into it. I just overall feel there's something about it that doesn't make it as exciting as I feel it should be with Batman as a Green Lantern. But it's not horrible and does look close to the picture. Like when I show you the card, it does look pretty similar. So it carries out that look. It, like I said, it just doesn't seem as exciting as I feel it should be. But we'll do the movement so his head can twist all the way around. And I like how it's down at the neck sort of twist. So it twists all the way around there. And you look down that far and up that far. So better movements with this head than most figures. The shoulders come up to 90. Of course, have that butterfly design and rotate around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint. Of course, that's already half been up there, but can bend pretty much all the way up on itself with the wrist that'll twist around and then flex back and forth. And then we go to the ab crunch. So right under the chest section crunch and twist around, and then at the waist crunch and twist around. Then the hips will come up close to 90 and out to the side, some thigh twist, and then we get the double knee joint that's pretty stiff but can bend up to the back there, which is pretty decent, probably the furthest we've had for a while. And then we get the foot that'll flex back and forth. Of course, not a whole lot of range because of the boot design, so back and forth, and can twist side to side with the toe joint on the end. So not bad for movements, like I said, especially in the knees, had pretty good range, and overall everything else worked out pretty well. So probably some of the best movements we've had so far. But for accessories, we get some additional hands, so we get the opposite hands again. So we get a fist hand and then a grip hand, so a grip for the right hand that has the lantern ring, and then a fist for the left. And then we get 2 additional hands for the left, so we have sort of like a claw-like hand, and then a hand that's sort of a flat hand there, so maybe for flying or something, some sort of design, we get those hands. And then to go along with Batman, since he is the Green Lantern, he does have the power battery as well, so pretty cool to have this, so we could take and put this into his hand if we wanted. So there he has the green power battery now to charge up his ring. And then he also comes with some effects that can go onto his hands, so we get some of these just effects that slide onto the hands with the Green Lantern design. So let's try and put these on for the constructs. So there I got the effects on his hands. They don't really work out too well and don't look that great, especially for other constructs we've gotten for the Green Lantern characters, so not too interested in those, but at least they gave us something to go along with them. Of course, we do also get a base with this, so we have the base to put him on, and especially this Batman seems to have a little bit of issue, so definitely need to use that. But as I mentioned, he got the Green Lantern ring from Hal Jordan, so here we have Hal Jordan Green Lantern to go along with Batman there. So of course he handed over the ring to him to try it out. And then we have had other versions of Lantern Batman, so here we have Yellow Lantern Batman as well. So cool to get the Green Lantern Batman to go along with the Yellow Lantern there now as well, so those look really cool. And of course we have the card display for his card there, which has the picture, which looks pretty cool design wise. So there we have Batman as Green Lantern. Like I said, look wise, I would just think a Green Lantern version of Batman would have a cooler design overall. But on the back we have a little bit of the story, which it says it's no secret that Green Lantern and Batman don't see eye to eye, but can they set their differences aside to face down the new tattooed man in his standalone story? Plus, what would Batman do with a power ring? Question mark. So we kind of figured that out. He just recreates his parents with it. So again, cool display to go along with this. I think they kind of look pretty good together just with all the black and green, but cool to get Green Lantern Batman now to add to the collection. And there we have our 3 McFarlane Collector Edition figures of Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. Kind of a weird trinity, especially with the forms we have here, but it's cool to get the Superman. Like I said, not really too crazy about the big body design. If it was smaller, it would be definitely a really good Superman, and that it came with Krypto is the biggest draw. Having the Wonder Woman, like I said, we wanted the normal one, but we got the Platinum Edition, so the classic design for Wonder Woman, which is always cool. And then the Green Lantern Batman, which is a nice figure. Like I said, I just figured with Batman having the Green Lantern design, he'd look much cooler than what he does, but that's just how he looks from the comics. But very cool figures overall, not disappointed with any of them, just some I feel could be designed a little bit better. But let me know your thoughts on these 3 figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a like on the video, and if you want to see more reviews, don't forget that subscribe button. So I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.